Today, we are looking at a house in Liberty Hill and seeing what $1 million can get you. This particular property is 4 bed, 4 baths, almost 4,000 square feet. And the big selling point is that it's 3 acres and it has a basement. So let's take a look on the map. Exactly where this is at. This is David Weekley Homes. David Weekley is a fantastic builder. They are probably some of the best people to work with and have a great reputation in the industry. Now, if you're looking at this, all these pins, I did this specially so we can see, really easily like the points of interest in Williamson County. So here in this little drop down pin is the home we're looking at, Rancho Santa Fe subdivision, David Weekley Homes. Now, where is that relative to downtown Austin? Here we go. Let's zoom out a little bit. So here we are, David Weekley, and we have Austin right here. That's about a 40 to 50-minute drive without any traffic. But typically people who flock to Liberty Hill go there to kind of escape the kind of hustle and bustle and crowdiness that downtown brings. So if you do want to happen to make a quick trip because you're moving here and you want to just explore downtown a little bit, the quickest way to get down here is not the 183 because that's always congested. Mopac is always congested. The little secret here is to go down 29 and go down 130. That does look like it's a little bit out of the way, but the 130 is always less, and it's a toll. So you're going to get there a lot faster to downtown Austin if you're looking to do that. But people in Liberty Hill they want that slower pace lifestyle. They want space. They want to have that very community focused kind of feel to where they're living. And all the master plan communities in Liberty Hill embody that. This particular subdivision mostly has close to 1 acre plots. So point being, you're not going to have neighbors that can see you because you're that close to each other side by side. Especially this particular one because we're at 3 acres here. So let's look at some of the pictures. So this place right off the bat has a lot of concrete. A lot of concrete because it has a 3-car garage, and we can't really tell from here that closely is that it's on it's elevated. So there's a nice little steep little drop there once we take a look at the backside. So they need a lot of concrete to for the foundation, and because it has a 3-car garage. So let's take a look at the floor plan here. So this is the main level. The picture, let's zoom in a little bit. Whoop, too much. Okay. Now, for most 3-car garages, I've always seen them kind of like all side by side. I kind of like that this one is separated here. And then you have this little covered entryway to cut across. So maybe if you don't have 3 cars, this can easily be a workout or just the man cave for the gentleman. And one thing David Weekley gets right and is kind of on trend with most of the new builds I see is that it opens up to a very open floor plan with the living and kitchen area. And because because of where this house is situated, where it's your backyard, pretty much a green belt, so you're gonna have a lot of trees and just a lot. They really want to encapsulate that beauty. So almost this whole wall is almost floor to ceiling windows. So we're gonna see that in the other pictures. And here's the cool part, right? Because here is the main level where we have 3 bedrooms to include the owner's suite. But on the basement level here, we have I like to call it the kids' place because it is advertised as having a game room, a media room, and a sunroom. This whole place is wired for sound. So this is a great place for the kids. So if you are the type of person who loves entertaining people in that house where people love to come over and you like to just accommodate and entertain, this house is perfect because the main level can be for the adults and you can kick the kids down to the basement because that's where all the fun stuff is anyway. Having the game room, the media room, and this little sunroom area here, right? And if I was a kid, I would love, love, love this because you're just out of sight, out of mind. Anyways, so let's take a look at these pictures so you can see for yourself. Okay, living open floor plan. So you can kind of gauge on this. These pictures are all digitally rendered. So when you come, when we go see this house, it's not going to look like this. It's probably going to be empty, but it is move-in ready, and they are really trying their hardest to get this off their books because it's been on the market for quite some time. And I'll tell you how much time, but take a wild guess as to how much time that is in the comments. So again, this is the kind of really big windows that's almost floor to ceiling. Get all that natural light in. What I really wanted to show you, here we go. Now we're on the basement level. This is the actual sunroom. This is more of I love how they really have designed it to get that natural light to come in. And this is the media and game room that I was talking about. Just think of it, if you're a kid, how much cool it would be to have this space just to spend. Right. The rest of the house, I mean, is beautiful. I mean, almost walk-in closets in every bedroom. The owner suite is magnificent. It's very luxurious. Lots of top-end finishes. Okay, so on both levels you have they have a covered outdoor patio area, which I love. If I'm gonna spend close to $1 million, I want to have a covered patio so I can enjoy the outdoors but not be under the sun. And that is almost a must for me if I'm looking for homes at this price point. Now, this is really important picture because it really kind of gives you and gauges like what it looks like at the basement from the main level of the house. And you can see that where this property is situated, it's almost on a hill, and you have elevation here. But they really were smart when they did the excavating because they cut out just enough to have this basement level. So one thing that's super cool is that you could feel the temperature drop when you come to the basement. When I toured this property a few months ago, it wasn't done. They were still completing the basement, so there was no HVAC going through the house yet, and this main level floor was so hot. But once we got down to the basement, I felt the temperature drop like at least 10 or 15 degrees. And this is the sunroom that we were looking at earlier, right? Just look at that. See all the windows they have, super intentional to really so you can enjoy the viewpoints, because all this back here is your property. Remember, it's 3 acres, and you have a lot of the green belt of these trees, just to have that kind of serenity and not have any noise or hustle from the city. So for those of you who took a wild guess, you probably weren't anywhere near close, because we're almost at 300 days since they first put this on the market. And I think it's because interest rates have changed and the price point is very high, so a very small group of people can afford that. But I'll tell you one thing that's changed between when I saw it and now is that they're offering crazy incentives to get this home sold. And you can use these incentives. A lot of builders call it like flexible cash, where they're going to give you a percentage back of the listed price to help bring the interest rate down, to help with the closing costs. Now the catch is you have to go through their in-house lender and title company to take advantage of this incentives, but that's how they are able to do that. So realistically, you see this as a list price, but and you're thinking like 6-7% interest rate right now, your monthly payment would be just completely out of budget. But if we're able to buy down the rate, where we're looking at 3 or 4% interest for the life of the loan, that's when the monthly payments might fall within that debt to income ratio that can get you to afford a house like this. So one thing I also want to mention is that this house is big enough where you can have multi-generational uh, uh, families living here. So you can not just have a traditional two income household to afford a house like that. Maybe you can have 3 or 4 incomes to qualify for a house like that. And just you have enough space where everyone can be comfortable if that is the case. So there's very many options that you can on how to approach this. But the big point I'm trying to make here is that when we see days like this, that many days on the market, they are itching to get this off their books. They are itching to get this sold. So they are willing to work extra hard to get the buyer across the finish line and into this beautiful home. David Weekley is an amazing builder. Again, they have a great reputation in the industry, and I love working with them. I specialize in new construction. I visit builders weekly to check out the inventory, to see what trends are happening, and just to get an idea of like the incentives that all these builders are offering, because all of them are different. All of them are different. All of them have different tolerances for how much they want to help or give back to help with the buyers, right? But David Weekley, time and time again, customer service, transparency, they work and again are honest people, and I love working with them. So one thing I did want to mention really quick back at this map is just some of the points of interest. Now again, in my opinion, Liberty Hill doesn't have a lot going on as far as if you're looking for a nightlife or entertainment. It's not known for that. They have like they have 8 places where you can drink, have a glass of wine, or have they do have a craft brewery, but they don't. It's not known for that. I call it a sleeper town, where it's a lot of single family homes. It is known for their master plan communities, and these plan communities, think of it as like an all inclusive resort where like they have everything there for for the kids, for the almost water park style pools, and they have the clubhouses so you can do stuff as a family. But what if you just want to go out as an adults only environment? There are places, but I want to say that Georgetown is not that far away, and Georgetown, you can see here from all the pin drops, has like the a bunch more option when it comes to, I think, entertainment and that kind of adult only places, because Georgetown is just, I think Georgetown's the heart of Williamson County. They have the town square where it has the famous Williamson County courthouse, and then just in this little square alone has all these amazing places to eat, places to drink, just that have that and places to have to be entertained. Right, every time I have friends or family that come visit me, I take them to Georgetown because there's just so many beautiful things to see, and it's definitely a must. And it's not terribly far from where we're looking at in David Weekley and Liberty Hill. Oh, not to mention Lake Georgetown and the San Gabriel River that cuts across this. There's so many nice parks and viewpoints and just places to eat and drink. One thing about me is if I'm going out to drink or eat someplace, I'm very conscious of like the backdrop or the environment, because I want to have something nice to look at. So you'll definitely find that here in in Georgetown, and that's one of the reasons why it's my favorite place to go to. So the last thing I want to end off here now is just the pros and cons of this particular home. Pros: low HOA, $40 a month. That's pretty unheard of for a house of this size and for the amenities that this community offers. Obviously, the size, almost 3 acres, is a big plus. You really don't see that. You see a lot of acre lots when you're looking for bigger, more bang for your buck. But 3 acres is extra on the. I think it's tipping the scale as far as like we're hitting the ceiling there. It has a walkout basement that provides a game room, sunroom, wet bar, and complete with sound wiring. The location, it's on a hillside. It hugs a green belt. This is a brand new 2023 new construction build. So you're going to get the home warranty that goes with that. Fiber optic internet. So that's a big one. So people, there's not major corporation or businesses that are located here, which I think is the draw for people. So it's perfect if you have a hybrid schedule where you may have to commute to like Palmer Lane, because that's where a lot of the tech businesses are. Then I think that's a good, people see that as a decent trade-off to like live a little bit further out, but maybe commute twice, 3 times a week, so you can have a nicer house. But maybe if you're fortunate enough to be not on a hybrid schedule, but fully remote, man, and so you need strong, fast internet so you can do your job. This place is wired, and it has that fiber internet, so you can have that fast internet speeds and upload and download speeds. Liberty Hill School District is renowned for having top notch education all throughout, elementary, high school, and middle school. Again, financial incentives right now is what's making David Weekley Homes really, it should be a contender if you're looking at new construction, because they're offering some really nice incentives to help buyers out. And I touched on this a little earlier, multi-generational. If you have a family and you have grandparents that maybe you want to move in, then this house has plenty of space to do all of that. Cons, I think it's a price tag of almost $1 million. That's a lot of money, but you get a lot of house for that. Now, I've looked at $1 million homes in the South, new construction, and they're usually like 1 acre, or the square footage is a lot less, and it definitely does not have a basement. That basement is very unique and it's one of a kind that I've seen so far of all the new construction houses I've seen in Williamson County. The commute, if you want to check out downtown, I can see that being a negative draw for people, because 40 minutes, that's without any traffic. If you're talking with traffic, that can easily be over an hour easily. But there is a workaround with that. You can take you could take the 130 toll going south, and that is always less congested and gets you. That's what I take to go downtown if I'm coming from, west side of Williamson County. And let's see, another con would be like, yeah, it's a sleeper town, so you would have to travel outside if you want to find entertainment. That's not to say they don't have places to have a glass of wine, or a place to drink, or places to be outside the house in Liberty Hill, but it's not known for that. There are places, but it's not known for that. I would go to Georgetown to really have a good time. So those were the pros and cons for Liberty Hill. And again, this is a 4-bedroom, 4-bath, almost 4,000 square feet home in Liberty Hill, Rancho Santa Fe subdivision. And if you are interested, you can schedule to do a private tour with me. I'll have all my information down on the bottom, so please give me a holler.